Hey guys, this is Nick from SMAFgaming, and today we're going to be taking a look at Torchlight 2's Engineer class. This is the build that I've been using. Helps me put out a lot of damage, but also helps me stay alive. It's really good for just progressing through the game and leveling up, and overall it's a pretty fun build. So we're going to be taking a look at the skills, the stats, what kind of gear you're going to be looking for, and the scrolls you're going to be using. Then we'll top it all off with a little bit of gameplay to see how it all comes together. Alright. First, let's take a look at the Blitz skill tree. You're going to be using Flame Hammer. This is your main DPS skill, so you're going to want to max it out. The tier bonuses are pretty good. You get more Flame Splitters as you get the higher tier bonuses. And what that does is, when you hit the ground, I changed my skills. Whoops. When you hit the ground, it sends out little flame splits, and what they do is they'll seek out enemies. So you have a little bit of range with this, but obviously it's going to be do more DPS when you ride on top of them. Next, you're going to be wanting to use heavy lifting. Increases your attack speed and stun chance with two-handed weapons. So that's really good. The higher you get it, the faster you'll attack with your two-handed. Next, I'm using Storm Burst. It's really good for getting out of sticky situations. You kind of lunge forward and you'll knock enemies back. It's a chance to immobilize them, and you get 5% of your mana back for every target you hit, up to 5 targets. So that's a nice little chunk of mana back if you actually hit 5 people. But a lot of times, I use it just to get away from stuff. But it does have a 2-second cooldown, so keep that in mind. You can't just spam it and get really far away. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the construction skill tree. Healing bot, you're going to want to get this early on. Don't wait and get it. It's really good for helping you survive. I suggest maxing it out. You can summon him here and he won't die. Enemies can attack him, and as you saw, he sent out a little pulse thing there. He'll do it again, and you'll see I'll get a little buff here. And what that does is it regenerates your health and mana fairly quickly. It's really nice, helps you stay alive, so it's kind of like having a health potion every now and then. So during boss fights or areas where you're taking a lot of damage, you can have that little healing buff on you. You can pop a healing potion or a self heal, and you can have up to 3 heals on you at once. It's really nice. It adds tons of survivability to the build, and he's cool. I like him. And next we're going to be taking a look at the Bulwark skill. It increases your physical armor, and the physical damage taken is reduced. So since we are a melee class and we're upping it all, we're going to want that. Reduces all your physical damage taken. It's really nice. Adds lots of survivability. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the Aegis skill tree. The only skill I saw useful here was the Aegis of Fate. It's a 3% chance to spawn a shield that will absorb an equal to 200% of your armor plus 100. So 100 plus your armor rating, and then 200% of that you'll be absorbing. And it adds a 50% knockback resistance, so it's really good. It actually procs a whole lot because you get hit a whole lot, so 13 chance isn't that bad. The only thing I would maybe add to this skill, if I was having trouble later on the higher difficulty, is maybe a mobilization copter, kind of slow enemies down so I can get away from them faster. But I don't know. I don't think I'll end up using it. Alright, next we're going to take a look at your stat points. Every time I level up, I've been putting 3 into strength and 2 into vitality. Every now and then I was putting a point into dexterity just to kind of get a little more dodge and crit. I haven't used any gear towards dexterity, but as I started to use some of them, I found that I didn't really need it because I don't have a problem surviving, so I don't think the 4% dodge is really doing anything for me. So those may be some points that I could have spent into focus, which I haven't put any points into at all. All the bonus focus I have is just from gear that I'm wearing. I don't see that I have too much trouble with mana because, I regenerate mana pretty fast because of Healing Bot. I have Storm Burst to get mana back, and if your weapon has a socket, you can hit Steal Mana, and for everybody you hit, you'll just steal mana, and you can usually get full mana back in 3 or 4 hits if you have a high enough gem. So focus wasn't too big of an issue for me. So like I said, 3 into strength, 200 vitality. Every now and then, maybe every 5 levels or throw a point into dexterity or focus. Alright, next we're gonna be taking a look at the scrolls you're gonna be looking for. I'm using Heal Self level 3. It's nice just to get a little extra heal in. It's heals health over time, so it's not just an instant chunk. So keep that in mind. It'd be really nice if it was. I'd like it a lot more, but I can use that, have healing bot, and pop a healing potion, have 3 health, so 3 parts where I'm getting health regeneration. It's really nice, lots of survivability, helps me keep my health up in tough fights, and usually allows me to stay on boss AoE and stuff like that and just sit there and hammer him. Next, I like to use haste. I only have a level 1 scroll at the moment. I'd really like to find a higher one, but this is all I have at the time. I mainly use it for the movement speed increase, maybe run away from stuff a little faster, because the 2% attack speed isn't really worth it. I would maybe change this out for a dervish scroll if you feel like you're attacking too slow, because I think it's 30% attack speed that you get with a dervish scroll. Well, it depends on how high of a level, but yeah, if you're looking for attack speed, maybe have a look out for a dervish scroll. Next, I'm using armor expertise. So it's -2 to all your armor requirements, so you can equip higher level armor sooner, and it also adds an 8% to physical armor. So adds a little more to your armor rating, and you can equip higher level stuff faster, so it's really good for leveling up. Next, I'm using weapons expertise, rank 3. It decreases the requirement by 3 for all of your weapons, so you can equip higher level weapons sooner, so it's really nice again for leveling up, and it also adds 12% to melee damage bonus, so that's just added more damage to it, so it's really good. I really recommend at least getting a weapon expertise if you don't feel like having an armor expertise. Alright, now we're going to be taking a look at some of the gear you want. This chest piece is a little dated right now. It's level 34 and I'm level 67, but I haven't been able to place it yet because I got all these attribute point bonuses, and that's really what you want on your gear is attribute point bonuses. Those are really good. Like my shoulders here, they only added 9 vitality points, but they had a socket and I had a gem for 40 strength, so I threw that in there because it's a really nice bonus, and I'll obviously save the gem whenever I find better shoulders. That adds vitality, this adds strength, and then I socketed it for more vitality. So pretty much anything you can find with stat points or maybe reduced damage, that's really what you're going to be wanting to look for. And also, if you're having trouble surviving, feel free to kind of add some more shield things in here, because keep in mind you can switch to a sword and shield or a mason shield real fast if you need like a little extra armor during a fight. I at the time don't even have a one-hander, so I haven't, mainly just because I haven't needed it, I guess. I haven't really needed to have a little more tanky set, so I just haven't been worried about it. It's also like a level 13 shield, so it wouldn't do me any good anyway. But there are some skills there that you could maybe use if you're feeling like you need a little more survivability, maybe sword and broad, and I don't know. You could play around a little bit with the build if you didn't feel like using two-handers, but I recommend them. They're fun. They do lots of damage and they hit hard. Alright guys, here we are down in the dungeon. I'm just going to show you how the build kind of all just comes together, how it all works, and how it mainly just keeps you alive. Just going to auto attack him. Trying to find a bigger room. Here we go. As you can see, that kind of knocked the wolf back, but for some reason I didn't go through the archer. Anyway, I would have shoved him inside. And if you saw that, the little fire split went around me, back, and shattered that guy's shield, so you don't have to be right up on him to use this ability. Like I said earlier, they will kind of go after the enemy on their own initiative, which is really nice. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. One more thing guys before we go. I hate this guy. I'm always broke because of him.